Hi, my name is Woojong, and today I will be answering the question, how do I find motivation to do what I do? Which is being a passionate speaker and being a life coach on the side. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you straight up that finding motivation to do your craft or work at your occupation, that answer varies by the individual, you know? I mean, take for instance, some people slave away at jobs that they absolutely dread for 30 years, for 40 years until retirement. And why? Because some of them are doing it for the money. Other people for status, power, fortune, and some people are even addicted to achievements, so padding their resume, their career achievements. But to answer the original question, how do I find motivation? Well, personally, I'll tell you my answer. But here's what I'm saying. What gives me motivation might not give you motivation. You see, I'm not moved by money. I'm not impressed by how famous you are, how many followers you have. I don't care about that stuff. So enough introduction, let's get right to it. I genuinely love what I do. You could take money out of the equation, which it basically is right now. Here's the thing, some of you guys are curious about how much Woojong makes. I'll tell you honestly, I make less than minimum wage. To put it into perspective how little I make. But I can honestly say that I love what I do. I have genuine passion from what I'm doing. And my passion stems from helping people through my words, my messages, my videos. Being a public figure on a social media platform that's pushing for good and trying to impact lives for the better, it gives my life a sense of meaning. Real talk between you and me, I don't see many good social media influences out there or role models for people to emulate. And I'm trying to change that, okay? You see, the thing is, I don't mind being a role model for people out there. And I'll tell you right now, some of the more memorable moments that I have at my fan meet and greets is when people come up to me and they tell me like, you're the reason why I got curious about Christianity, so I started researching about it and I became a Christian. But the other thing is, because of you, Woojong, I started to change my life for the better. And I started to become a happier person. Those two types of testimonies give me fuel to keep going. You see, I'm not one of those social media influencers whose ego gets to their head when someone tells me you're hot, you're sexy, handsome. You see, between you and me, that does nothing for me. I don't find gratification through superficial comments. But the thing is, my heart feels loved when you tell me the other types of comments like, because of you, I stopped cutting myself. Because of you, I started to become a happier person. Because of you, I started to change my perspective and now I have more friends, etc., etc. Those kind of comments make me happy. And moving on, when I think about my future, I could do this every day for the rest of my life and I could pass away with no regrets. Whether that means at age 25 or 95. Doesn't matter, I could do this for the rest of my days and be content and be satisfied if something were to tragically happen to me. And the next factor as to why I'm so motivated is that I'm organized. And I'll tell you straight up, being organized will be a tremendous aid to you. To put it into perspective, in my room alone, I have multiple calendars and a handful of planners and notebooks that I utilize. And here's the cool thing, they were all sent to my P.O. box or I received them as gifts at fan meet and greets. So thank you. You should be rest assured that I'm using your gift well. Every last page of it, so thank you. All right, allow myself to go a little more into details about how I stay so organized. So the thing is, every single day I have a schedule and a to-do list ranked by the priorities. Like what is the most important task that I need to get done today? And at the bottom is things like laundry or dishwashing. Things where I could live if I don't do today. But the most pertinent tasks, I always front load them because you gotta get them done first. You see what I'm saying? So it helps for you to prioritize what is important for that day. And as a result, my productivity never decreases because there's always something I need to do. Not want to do, but there's always something that I need to be doing. I think about it with a bigger picture perspective. Whenever I start to feel lazy and I want to procrastinate, I think about the bigger picture. You see, I think about who could possibly watch my video, like potentially. There might even be someone right now from a small tribe in Africa where they can watch a video of mine and they receive the help that they need Like, what I'm trying to say is my video could be that stepping stone for them to become the best possible version of themselves, or to seek help, or to actually receive advice that they need. The possibilities are endless. I never know who might click on my video and watch it. Somebody from Romania, Italy, Germany, Korea, I don't know. And that's why I always have that encouragement and motivation to keep going. Because the purpose of my videos is to help people. And how am I going to help people if I say, you know what, I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap? That doesn't help people. So you see my train of thought, how I'm always on the grind, how I'm always hungry. I always think about the potential. Who could this video possibly help, right? I'm very optimistic about that. I always keep in mind the bigger picture. There's somebody out there that needs my help. And who am I to say, no, I feel tired, I'm gonna take a nap? Not me, not this guy. And the most important reason as to why I'm always motivated is that I'm just trying my best to be a faithful servant of Jesus Christ. You see, I'm a sinner, I'm broken, and I'm a mess, and I mean it. But I'm trying to be more like my role model by the day. Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. John 15:12. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. You see, Jesus' greatest commandments were, number 1, love God with all your mind, heart, and soul. And number two was to love each other. Love your neighbor as yourself. You see, the thing is, life is interesting. As a YouTuber, I have a global platform, meaning I don't know who is going to watch my video. Anybody around the world could click on one video and one thing leads to another and they could stumble upon my video. Now with that in mind, I always try to think about how to some viewers or followers, I might be the only quote-unquote Bible they'll ever read and quote-unquote Christian they'll ever meet. Because Christians, they don't exist everywhere. There are some communities around the world where there are no Christians. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why it's so beautiful to live in this day and age right now, in 2017, in the age of the internet. Because as a social media influencer and public figure, anybody around the world has the opportunity to stumble upon me. And I think that's really cool. And with all that said, I'm just trying my best to represent my love for Christ and people well. And I think that's a wrap. So there's 3 reasons as to how I find my motivation and how I always stay motivated. Is number 1, I genuinely love what I do, even if money was out of the equation like it is right now. And number 2, I'm very organized. And number 3 is that I'm trying to serve Jesus Christ and be a faithful servant. So I genuinely hope that you got to know me a little better today and see from my perspective as to why and how I find motivation. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take it easy. I love you. Stay blessed.